who else wants to share কি আর কে কে ছিল তন্ময় ছিলে ফাদার হিলিং এর দিন ও না তন্ময় তুমি এত ইম্পর্ট্যান্ট একটা সেশন মিস করে গেছো ইয়েস আই রিমেম্বার ইউ আর নট দেয়ার অন দ্যাট ডে তার পরের দিন থেকে জয়েন করেছো মনে হয় ইউ yeah okay so what we discussed was that traumas that we get from our father they can affect for the whole life. Hmm? Then we discussed that our father determines our external uh, world. Hmm? हमारे, we will have problems with our bosses, colleagues. It determines our, our relationship with the external world. How how am I doing in job? Also depends on how was my relationship with my father. If my relationship with my father was not good, you will suffer in your job area. It's not always that you will not earn money. Sometimes you might earn a lot of money, but you will not have a happy job environment, always trouble with the boss or the colleagues or something. On the other hand, this can also happen if your relationship with your father is not good. Okay, yeah, the, colleagues, bosses are fine, but you will always keep losing your job. You will not have satisfaction in your job. You will not enjoy your job. And also, money, you will not earn much money in your job. You will be, steady in one place. You will never have promotions and all these things, sufferings. These kind of suffering means you have father traumas. Hmm? So we discussed about this. Father also deals with a lot of other things we discussed, right? But for now, we this is all we can. I will share because I we have already done it. People who have not gone, who have not joined my father healing session, they should go back to my video and watch that video and understand the whole, like father, what is the role of father in our life. Okay, now let's go. Oh, another thing, okay, very important thing that we forgot to touch in the last time is, that in both cases, now I'm talking about both mother and father. If by chance whatever we needed from our father and mother we did not receive from our father and mother, sometimes, as for example, we needed more pampering from the father, we needed more nurturing from the father, we needed more time from the father, we needed to hear that, oh, you are so awesome. Because a child, when a child is small, the child needs to hear all these things, that you are great, you are awesome, you matter, you are significant, you're so special. These are the things that this is basic need. It's not, you're not feeding the child's ego. This is basic need of a child. But if you have not given all these things, if the father or the mother has not given, either of them have not given this to the child grows up and has a partner and expects everything to be given by that partner, the things that he or she did not receive from his father or mother. So for a man, the things that you have not received from your mother, now you will think, you will expect that, oh, my wife will take care of me like a mother. Hmm? In many cases, men have a tendency to feel that the wife is like a mother, and she should pamper me, she should nurture me, खाना अच्छा बनाना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए, मम्मी के जैसा वैसा करना चाहिए, फिर मम्मी ने वो नहीं किया तो मुझे ऐसा करना चाहिए. These are the things that you will keep comparing and you will wanting more from your spouse. In deep down you are wanting the mother in her. Many times what happens, because she's so much burdened, she already has kids. You are not your kid, the man is not her kid. Because she's so burdened, she has to take care of small kids. Then again, she has to take care of this elder kid also. Many times, a lot of autoimmune disorder happens in the women's body because of all these things. Okay, बहुत सारा disease the women carries because she's so burdened with the fact that now she has to take care of another big child. Hmm? So that's why the men have to heal the mother wound. Hmm? In the same way the women have to heal father wounds. क्या होता है, अगर आपको पापा Papa, you wanted your father to pamper you, take care of you, make you feel like a princess and everything, but it didn't happen. Your father was a very strict father, disciplined father, always shouting, always strict and everything. Now what will happen is that when you marry your husband, you will expect that your husband will treat you like a princess एंड विल दुनिया की सारी खुशियां आपको, वो जो हिंदी मूवी जो बने हैं ना, मोस्ट ऑफ द हिंदी मूवी डायरेक्टर्स आर ट्रॉमा बॉन्ड with father or mother. I'm sure that's why they have made such romantic movies. चांद लाके तुम्हारे कदमों पे ला, the movies are like that, right? I will bring the moon to your feet. These are the stories that are made. They're all they're all trauma based stories. Hmm? In reality, we have to really understand, and we all have gone through that. I've also gone through that, where whatever I did not get from my father, I wanted it from Panna. And after a long under struggle, challenges and everything, and he being such a nice man, always giving, and I'm receiving. I did not receive, you have to give me this, you have to give. And then one fine day, when I understood all these sciences, I realized, there is this something called unconditional love in spirituality. Okay, you have to love everybody unconditionally, sabko do. Okay, but understand, there is always a paradox in spirituality. There will be unconditional love. At the same time, there also are some certain laws. In a law of relationships, especially of partners, there always has to be an equal amount of giving and receiving. Okay, if there is not equal amount of giving and receiving, and one expects too much from the other, thinking अरे मेरे पापा ने जो नहीं फुलफिल किया वो करेगा, या फिर मेरी मम्मी ने जो नहीं फुलफिल किया अभी ये करेगा, और आप कम कर रहे हो, remember, some way or the other way you are going to get compensated. And तब आप नहीं बोलना कि वो मेरे साथ ऐसा करता है, he does this to me or she does this to me, he behaved so badly to me or something happened. Because in order to balance, क्योंकि someone is giving and another is only receiving, there is no balance. There has to be an equal balance of giving and receiving. So if this is happening, that means after a certain point of time the balance has become so high, then something has to be done so that the balance again becomes equal. How it will become equal? Sometimes some people go into extramarital affair, and then what will happen. You will say, this man, ये इसने मेरे साथ इतना बुरा किया, ये इतना बुरा हुआ है मेरे साथ and everything. Or a woman has gone into extramarital affair, and then you will feel very, now you'll feel equal. If you have not done, if you are not given equal to your husband, now you will feel equal by thinking, oh, he is below than me, he has done this mistake, so he is below than me. Okay, so this is how we even each other. Sometimes physical abuses hote hai, sometimes what happens is that there will be, or just sudden blasts hoga, kisi se, and you will see ki, Are, I did not do anything, why did I receive so much of blast? It is because there was so imbalance. The other person, in order to become equal to you, थोड़ा उसका औदा जो है ना बहुत ऊपर चला गया, उसने इतना दिया और आपने इतना लिया, so that the person's level comes equal to you, the person will do something very bad, in which you will very feel very proud, thinking that, see, I'm such a good human being, and this person is bad, this person is behaving like this to me. Okay, but in reality, remember, it has started long back, when there was an uneven of giving and receiving between partners. This also happens from father or mother trauma. Okay, so today, because last time it was father trauma, so it was, we the women had to be very aware, okay, don't think your husband to be your father and expect everything. Today it is mother trauma, so it is especially to the men. Don't think your women to be your mother and expect too much from her and make her life miserable. Okay, try to understand that it was your trauma, and whatever you did not receive from your mother, now you have to give it to your own inner child. You cannot expect it from your own wives. Okay, then now let us understand. We spoke last time about that, so this we are not going to speak in length about what happens when, inheritance, so when there is trauma, there is pain. And also we take a lot of inheritance, we spoke about that. We spoke about inheritance, right? Ke mummy ka disease I have taken, mummy suffered with papa, so mummy father papa abused my mother, so I will also take the same abuse like my father did to my mother. So the women will start taking the same kind of abuse. Or if the mother, or if the mother was too traumatic to the husband, and very, the mother used to, was the relationship with your mother, especially for men or women, whatever, men was not good, and you were always felt that you are below her, and you are always have to act, and you cannot be authentic, because if you speak out your truth, your mother is going to slap you, hurt you. If you speak out anything, what will happen is that in your relationship also you will be seeing that your mother is your wife is dominating. If your mother was like that, and you could not handle that issue and health, you will see in right now also, if you are married, you will see your mother is still dominate, your wife is taking the same kind of role that your mother played. Very dominating, and you have to always listen to her and all these things. Hmm? So these are the things you have to heal, okay. Then now let's understand, these are traumas, different kind of traumas, even for women also, that I have my cousin herself, she shared she had such trauma with her mother, that her whole life, in many ways, when the mother says you're not good enough, you are this, you are, why are you, it compares with, and many times this are done mostly by mothers, because fathers are mostly busy in work, father kuch aur cheezon mein problem create karenge. But when the mother loves you too much also, out of love also, you will see the mother hurts you because she wants you to excel. She's saying, oh, pass, the neighbor's child is coming first and you are not coming first. Why are you not coming first? The neighbor's child is coming first, you are not coming first, you have to come first. This happens. And the mother is doing, thinking that she's doing out of love, but she's creating so much of unworthiness. You will feel unworthy, you will not feel not good enough because you have been compared. Hmm? Then all these things will happen. Then if the mother is strict, you will always feel fear. Even for women, forget about men, even for women also, she'll always have fear. She will always feel, if the mother is always judging, she will feel everybody judges me. If the mother, it's, mother is the first person, first connection to the child. And if the child feels my mother don't accept me, my mother did not never accepted me, and kabhi kabhi also, with father and mother both happens in north, in somewhere in south also it happens that, oh, we wanted a male child, female child aa gaya. The girl goes through a lot of rejection. My mother rejected me, my father rejected me. This girl will continuously, or man, even if, in some other way, the man feel, the boy, small boy, felt rejected by the mother, that, go away, I don't like this behavior of yours, or you are not good in studies, you are bad, you and all these things. The child will feel rejected, that, oh, my parents reject me. So throughout his life, you will see he will get a lot of rejection. He might get rejection in when he's pursuing love, interest. He will get rejected by girls, or women also can get rejected by boys if there is so much of rejection from the parents. So all these traumas can happen so many ways. Okay. So, do you have any question regarding this? So much of traumas, hmm? So many ways can affect you. You have any question regarding traumas? So anything coming from them, and if you have not resolved it, it means the trauma, and it will affect you. You might have rejection wound, you might have abandonment wound. कभी कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि मम्मी पापा को जॉब पे जाना है, mother also had no other option but to leave you at home, and she went. She never explained to you properly that, it's not your fault, I have to work, see, we don't have enough money, we both have to work and everything. The child was not explained. So, so the child will feel abandoned by the mother. So so this child, when it grows up, it will have abandonment issues. The child will always feel, people leave me, partners बनाएंगे, girlfriend boyfriend बनाएंगे तो छोड़ देंगे, and they will keep leaving because the person has a trigger of abandonment, and that's why continuously the person is attracting people who do not stay for long and leave. okay, who do not accept them for just the way they are. So many things can happen. So this we have both for men and father and mother. These things, traumas, can come in many different ways. Now let us understand कि trauma तो है, लेकिन अगर heal नहीं किया है, कौन से area में problem हो सकता है? For mother, father we have already discussed. For mother, in which are the areas where we can get affected due to mother wounds? And which are the areas the mother works? The father works about the father is always related to the external environment, right? We spoke about it. Hmm? The colleagues, the bosses, the business partners, everything is father. Job, money, anything that is external is father. External relationships are also, based on how was your relationship with your father, or if not good, have you healed that relationship? If you have healed that relationship, you will see that your external environment will also get healed. Hmm? Now, for mother, everything that is internal is mother. Okay. So what are the things that are internal about mother? Your body, what is happening inside your body is mother. Especially emotions, thinking, feelings, these are mother. So if your relationship with your mother is not good, you will see it's not that I love her very much. It is not like that. Even with most traumatic bonds also, most of the kids love their parents. We most of it's very rare that you will see kids don't love their parents, but they will tell you, I don't like her this and she really bothers me, that means there you have trauma with your mother. Okay, or maybe she has, when especially for men, when they get married to their wives, then there will be the mother also. Sometimes she wants to, she feels possessive about the son, and fir wo the tug of war starts happening between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, and the men is in between. Then also sometimes the relationship with the mother starts getting worse. Hmm? So in सब चीजों में अगर हो रहा है, if the relationship with your mother is getting bad, remember it will affect your internal peace. It will affect your internal thought. You will have too much of anxiety, too much of depression, too much of restlessness in the body. Everything has to do with, most of these are to do with mother. Have you noticed that in astrology, in it's not always, sometimes this life also. Hmm? Just understand, sometimes what happens in that, in past life you have behaved very badly with your parents, or your relationship with your parents was very bad. So in this life, you will see that if your relationship with your father was very bad, you will be born, and when the astrologer will make your kundali, the astrologer will say your son is not good. Your son is debilitated. They say there is something word called debilitated son. So debilitated son means that in past life, your relationship with your father kind of figures were very bad. Okay, and that's why you are born with debilitated sun, and that means in your job area, your money business area, whatever external world, you will have trouble because your sun is not that strong. Okay, in the same way, if your relationship with your mother is not good or was not good in past lives, you will see that your moon will be debilitated in your astrological chart. Okay, sometimes what happens is that sometimes we say that with lots of pride, we say, right, that see, my sun and moon both are very good in my charts. These are the planets which are very good. One second. Okay. So friends, what happens is that even if you are born with very good sun and moon, but if your behavior towards your parents is bad, or if you have not healed your relationship with your parents, then your moon and sun will start getting debilitated. You will see that kitna bhi acha ho, you will start having problems in your, if your, even if your sun is very good on at birth, but you will start having problems in your work life if your relationship with your father is bad. Again, the same case, if your mother is going bad with your mother, you will see the relationship inside, your, I'll tell about three things that the mother takes care of, and these three things will get affected. First, I told you that you will have all these, emotions, negativity, and negativity also, jealousy, anger, all these emotions which you feel are not good will pop up a lot in your body, because these are related to the mother. Because peace nahi dega na, even when you're feeling jealous, when you're feeling angry for about somebody, something happened in the workplace, or somebody did something to you, are continuously upset with people and everything, emotions are going up and down, up and down, it means that your relationship with your mother is not good. That's why you are not at peace in life. Okay. Then what happens is that, again, mother internal, remember, just keep the word internal for mother and keep the word external for father. So internal, और क्या क्या चीज आता है? Internal comes home. Our physical home is also is connected to mother energy. हमारा घर कैसा होगा, ये भी डिपेंड करता है मेरा मेरे मम्मी के साथ रिलेशन कैसा है. So I'll tell you my own personal experience, that what happened is that that long back, when I got married, I used to struggle with keeping the house tidy. Hmm? And I was I didn't know how to manage the house, and everything was like, every even small thing managing was, I used to get confused कि ये कैसे होगा, वो कैसे होगा, इसको कैसे करते हैं, and everything. And I could see at that time my relationship with my mother was also not very good. Hmm? Especially when I was pregnant and my mother could not come to take care of me because she had to be with my brother. He was young and he was doing his MBBS at that time. I did not understand all these things, that he needed my parents, because he was finishing his MBBS, and they needed, my husband was there with me. But I went through a lot of challenges during my 9 month of pregnancy, so I was expecting that at least my mother will understand my pain and she will come, but they did not come. And from there I developed a lot of anger and resentment towards both my parents, my father and my mother, more towards my mother. And I started feeling that she loves my brother more than me, and all these things, all this anger, upsetness, resentment. And I saw that, my emotions, I went into depression because of that. Mother deals with internal world, remember, depression, lots of anxiety. Then my house was a mess, I could not take care of the house. All these things happen. When I started taking care of my of my relationship with my mother and accepting her just the way she is. See, I'm not saying that mothers are god and they are, they are like angels, they speak. My mother, sometimes when she speaks out fire. Okay. And you cannot deal sometimes that kind of fire. Recently when I got hurt, actually some 4 5 days back, I got hurt, and here, somewhere here, and in just seconds blood started pouring from my head. Ridan was panicking that, mama, it's blood and everything. I said, calm down, don't worry. I was just like, from the concussion, I was like just trying to rest and everything. In 10 minutes she called up, and I just shared this is what happened. And without even understanding my pain and whatever I was going through, she just, she just bolte na, she just hurt me, shouted me at me, got angry at me, left and right, thrashed me left and right, up and down. And I was so upset and so angry that I said, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I just don't want to talk to you. Yeah. So we can have these issues. I'm not saying that it doesn't mean that your relationship with your mother is bad. You can have fights sometimes once in a while, but you have to go back to this. You cannot say that I hate her, I don't like her. Or you cannot continue with the feeling that, oh, I wish I could have a different mother, she doesn't know how to speak, I am so much hurt and she doesn't even understand my pain and she's shouting at me. So when we have these kind and continue this, 1 day 2 day you are upset with your mother and father, it's normal family thing, it will be over. But continuously if you have this kind of emotion and feeling towards your mother, that means you are creating problem for yourself. Because mother energy, is mother power is so much important to deal with the internal works. So deal with the internal world. What we spoke about is the house. As I said, how my now, I'm so very particular. Like, I'm not talking about perfection, friends. Perfection is a different thing. Perfection is also another kind of trauma which comes from very perfectionist parents, or parents who were extremely critical. These kind of when these kind of kids of these parents grow up, they grow up like, I have to be perfect because I'm not good enough, because they were always made to feel they are not good enough. Yeah. And that's why these, I'm not talking about perfectionist perfecting the house and there has to be this in this place, this in this place, but at least taking basic minimum care of the house, loving the house, like men and women both can make sure that house is beautiful. You can make your house beautiful when your mother energy is powerful. Another thing, you will see that you are not able to buy houses. You will not be able to have your own houses. You might live in rented houses for a long time if you have not healed your relationship with your mother. This can also happen कि घर खरीदने में प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है आप लोगों को, कि घर खरीदना इतना, एक घर खरीदने में इतना कैसे प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. बहुत लोगों को लगता है ना कि यू नो like what, it's not a big deal. Hmm? So, but for many people it becomes a big deal. It happens because there is some trauma. You have some resentment towards your mother and you have not healed the trauma with your mother, and that's why you are struggling. Sometimes what happens, maybe you have bought the house, but you will see that you are continuously having problems with the house related. Maybe neighbors are, say, creating problem. Wherever you bought the house, the neighbors are creating problem, or maybe the house is showing leakages, this that house problem, continuous house problem in some way or the other will happen if your relationship with your mother is not good. Okay. Another thing that can happen with, when three things I'm talking about today, three things. Others तो मैंने बोला ही कि which is very common, like father and mother, जो भी उन्होंने अगर insult किया and you felt not good enough, these are like traumas that you will carry on if you don't heal. But these are the three specific things which will affect your life if you have not healed it. Huh? First, you have to know what are the traumas you had with your parents. Then you have to know that you have to heal them. Otherwise, if you don't heal them, these three areas will get affected. Hmm? First one, I told you about emotions, internal world, emotions and everything. Second is house related thing. Third is yeah, internal relations, close relations, internal relations. Father is external relations. Do you remember? I spoke about boss, external colleagues, business partners. They are all related to father. Now, internal relations is the closest of the relationship. Maybe your relationship with your spouse will not be good if your relationship with your mother is not good. Maybe the relationship with your children will not be good. बच्चों के साथ relationship will be very bad if your relationship with your mother is not good. So and the closest people, what you think are closest, maybe closest friends, you will not be able to make very close friends because your relationship with your mother is not good. So this is how the mother's world decides, mother's energy decides how your world will be, and how your relationship, what is your relationship with your mother also determines, or how is your relationship with your mother also determines how is your relationship with your internal emotions, your house, and the relationship with the closest people. In the morning today, my cousin was sharing a beautiful experience. She was sharing that whenever, because she's joined me just 6 7 months back. Before that, she had very painful, many areas she had many challenges. It's by God's grace everything is getting sorted now. But what she was saying, that she, whenever she had huge issues with her mother, fights with her mother or something, she would see the same kind of reflection happening. I mean, she would get angry, she would get upset, and she would behave very badly with her own son, or she would behave very badly with her own husband. Okay. And she was saying that yes, the moment my relationship with the mother was going bad, my relationship with my son and my husband was also going bad. So she was, in the morning, she was a live example. She was sharing her own experience that yes, 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 I have noticed it. so that whenever this happens. Okay. So friends, so if we know all these things, it's time that we heal, we heal them. Okay. Anybody has any question? Hmm? Women should not look for sugar daddies in their husband, and men should not look for sugar mummies in their mother, in their wives. Okay. It's a very, very important thing that we should remember. Yes, Suchita.
The self-worthness issue that is also linked with the mother relation. I mean, because it is an internal emotional not feeling worthiness is linked with that.
See, internal emotion, not feeling worthy, will come from another thing where when your mother made you feel, did something to you and you felt like that. Okay. But when your relationship with your mother is bad, then your internal emotions will be going haywire. Yes, unworthiness can be one of them, but it is mostly anxiety, depression, up and down of emotions. Okay. सो टू मच ऑफ थॉट यस यू कैन से अगर दिमाग में पीस नहीं है आप
Hmm.
बोल सकते हो अगर पीस नहीं है एज फॉर एग्जाम्पल मून लोग मून मून डेबिलिटेटेड क्यों कब बोलते हैं और फिर बोलते हैं शांति नहीं है ना आपके
Hmm.
आपके जीवन में शांति नहीं है ना एस्ट्रोलॉजर ऐसे बोलेंगे
Right.
फिर बोलेंगे हाँ पंडित जी बिल्कुल शांति नहीं है जीवन में आपका मून बहुत खराब है
Hmm. Right. Right.
okay that means your relationship with your mother is bad that's why shanti nahi hai जीवन में अंदर actually
Hmm.
right
Got it. Yeah.
और अगर और अब फिर बोलेगा जॉब पंडित जी बोलेंगे आपके जॉब के जीवन में बहुत प्रॉब्लम है ना जॉब में हाँ हाँ पंडित जी बॉस हमेशा एक के बाद एक जॉब चेंज करता रहता हूँ या करती रहती हूँ वहां पे कोई स्टेबिलिटी नहीं है पंडित जी या फिर पैसे ही नहीं बढ़ते हैं एवरीथिंग हाँ आपका आपका सूर्य खराब है आपका सूर्य सूर्य खराब है क्यों है क्योंकि आपका पापा के साथ रिलेशन ठीक नहीं है
Hmm. So the how frequently this healing should be done. I mean, suppose we are doing today, and I realize after a few days, after a month, I need to go and heal my this
Yeah, I
trauma.
think we should on our own keep healing. If once we know this, maybe we'll do maybe once a month we can do. Suddenly again my
Sip of
throat has
water.
started.
Sip of water. Yeah, your
Yeah.
throat is still not recover.
Yeah, it was getting better. The whole day it was better and suddenly it's again once. Mm. Rachita, do you see this? This is from IKEA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, any other question? Yeah. Rajiv and Tanmoy, how do you see your wives? Can you connect in any way? Are you doing it? If you're not doing it, it's good.
Well, my wife is standing next to me, so I have to either sugarcoat it or skip.
Did you say anything? I just want to hear.
Okay, whatever it is, just know that they are mother wounds and father wounds. Okay, and just work on it. And don't need to feel ashamed of it. I had a sugar daddy for a long time, Panna. you know I would not say sugar daddy, but I used, subconsciously he was like my daddy, and I used to very proudly say, oh, I'm so blessed to have him. Oh, he takes care of this, oh, he takes care of that. बाद में मुझे समझ में आया कि ये ट्रॉमा है बेटी, इस पे काम कर. Okay.
No, Didi, in my case, everything is good, everything is happy, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's very good if it's not happening that way. So if it's the other way around, you have to see, okay? So like in the morning, I reminded a few of them, through my own example. Please don't take your husbands to be, for granted, okay? कि वो तुम्हारा पापा का सारा जो पापा ने नहीं दिया वो तुमको देगा नहीं. It's not possible. Okay? And the relationship becomes so beautiful when you start becoming equal. Hmm? क्योंकि जब तक you will start searching for a father or a mother in your spouse, the relationship is always like this. It is never equal. Okay. And there will be one person will be burdened, the other person will not be, will one person will feel guilty. Okay, I'm getting so much, and the other person will feel burdened. So it's not a very healthy relationship. Hmm? And also we should not feel ashamed of it also, because we don't know, it's our trauma. I had a terrible trauma with my father, so I was expecting whatever I did not get from my father, Anna has to fulfill that. But the day I realized we have such beautiful balanced relationship that we both know कि अच्छा तुमने थोड़ा ज्यादा दे दिया, अच्छा now I have to give you back, how can I give you back? So then I think about ways to make sure that I give him back equally. Hmm? Okay. Okay. So, yes, friends. So, we will do the healing process now. Yeah, put the music on. Yeah. Close your